All right, YouTube, we're going to talk about Manny Pacquiao's next opponent. I think I got it figured out. Maybe you can help me. I'll make it quick today. Okay, I kind of stumbled across a list online, and it goes as follows, okay? Amir Khan, 5-2. Okay, Sean Porter, 3-1. Terrence Crawford, 5-1. Earl Spence, 2-3. Mikey Garcia, 12-1. Okay, these are betting odds on who he's going to face next, right? Mayweather, 20-1, right? Keith Thurman, 20-1. No chance in hell. Adrian Broner, 80-1, and Conor McGregor, for whatever reason, he's making noise, 100-1. So it's kind of looking like it's going to be probably Spence, which I think is an incredibly dangerous fight for Manny Pacquiao, but I believe that'll be in 2020. You got Porter, Spence coming up, and he might take on the winner in 2020, but we heard Pacquiao's not going to fight again until 2020, so it could be even later in 2020. But who knows with Manny? You never know what's going to happen. So I think my pick right now is probably going to be Danny Garcia. I believe, and I'm not going to call it a tune-up fight, a keep busy fight. It just makes the most sense, right? And of course, I'd just love to see Terrence Crawford, Pacquiao, but with Top Rank Bob Arum, there's no way he's going to work with Al Heyman and PBC, so I don't think that's going to happen. But I think that is really a better fight for Manny. I mean, stylistically, just everything. I think, I know for a fact that Spence is way too big. I mean, he's basically a melted down, light middleweight, 154 pounder at 147, and he even admits that. He talks about it all the time. But yeah, like right now, I'm kind of leaning towards Amir Khan. Okay, I didn't mention that, Amir Khan or Danny Garcia. I think those are kind of safe bets for Manny right now, and then going into a much more dangerous and possibly a career-ending fight with someone like a Spence or whatever, because I just don't think Manny can keep him off. Too much power, too much speed, youth. Boxing ability, the ring IQ, it's all there. And nothing against Pacquiao, but I don't see him beating him. I just don't. I would just, in a million years, I would never pick Manny in that fight. Of course, I'd love for him to win. That would be incredible, but we've got to be realistic. Okay, so let me read a few things right here. Okay, right here it says, as far as Pacquiao's next fight, Premier Boxing Champions will probably want to match him up with the Spence Porter winner, but that might not happen until the second half of next year, meaning Pacquiao will need an opponent at the beginning of 2020. Okay, there had been a rumor of a possible fight with Amir Khan in Saudi Arabia, and we heard that a couple years back, if you recall. Okay, but that's a terrible fight with little public interest. I agree, but at least in the United States, it's a big time mismatch at this point in Pacquiao's favor. So, knowing he probably won't fight Spence Porter winner next or Crawford for many reasons, as we just went over, the next best welterweight for him to fight is who? Danny Garcia, and I think that'd be a good fight for him. Now, look, Danny's got pop power too. He's got that power, so but I think Manny's got just an incredibly underestimated chin. People just underestimate the chin of Pacquiao because of the Marquez knockout, but I think he could handle Danny Garcia. A really good formal title, excellent fight, makeable, bring it on. It goes on to say. Now, here's something I want to talk about too, as far as Keith Thurman, right? Okay. And this guy writes, okay, while the victory over Thurman is impressive, the reality is that Thurman is a guy who was really inactive Saturday night and was just in his second fight since 2017. In his previous bout against Lopez, he showed great vulnerability against a fighter of limited power. Pacquiao would still be considered a favorite over the hard-trying but limited Porter, but guys like Earl Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford are elite fighters in their physical prime and much more complete fighters. Crawford is a master boxer whose length and athleticism would trouble Pacquiao, while Spence is a strong physical force who will soon be a junior middleweight and beyond. Okay, like I just said, he is going to move up to junior middleweight and beyond. I think Spence will probably go all the way up to to middleweight, I would imagine. Okay, after there's not much left, after the welterweight division is done, I do believe he will move up, maybe a catch weight, but I think he's going to eventually land at middleweight. Because look, he's got another, I don't even know, 7, 8, 9, 10 years of fighting. Who knows? I mean, I think eventually, yeah, he's going to land in middleweight. So, a very dangerous fight for Manny Pacquiao. So my pick as of right now, by the way, we got a Loma fight coming up I'm going to talk about in an upcoming video. But yeah, I've got, I'm kind of leaning towards Danny Garcia. And I was going to say Amir Khan, but again, the public interest, the inactivity, that kind of thing, and they're talking about Saudi Arabia because they could drum up more interest over there because we know Amir Khan has a big following, in that part of the globe, so that's why they would make it there. And plus the money is there. Okay. There'd be a lot of financial backing there, private investors and things like that. A lot of side deals going on that would benefit that matchup, so it's a possibility. But right now, I think an easy fight to make would be Danny Garcia and Pacquiao. And I know, a lot of people are probably thinking, well, Keith Thurman beat Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman. Why is he fighting him? Kind of like Canelo, he wanted, trying to fight Sergey Darbianenko, which Jacobs already beat. So, why would you want to fight him? But in this situation, it is a little bit different because Manny is coming off a spectacular win, over Keith Thurman. Okay, but I do want to pose that question, you guys. I mean, let me ask you this, okay? Is it worse to be inactive for 2 years or to be 40 years old? I mean, I know there's a ton of variables to that question, but, people are trying to say, well, look, Keith Thurman, look, we can praise Pacquiao, but, just hit the brakes real quick. We're talking about a guy that's inactive, since like 2017, didn't look great. He's training at LA Fitness, and factually, Keith Thurman was out gambling till 3, 4 in the morning, right before the fight, which is crazy to me. I watched a YouTube video the other day, and I thought it was clickbait, but no, he was gambling at like 4 in the damn morning before the fight, eating Pizza Hut, pizza and all this crap, so, I don't know. I think he kind of underestimated Pacquiao, or he just wanted a payday, so you have to, look, if you're going to be realistic, you got to take that in consideration. You got to say, okay, look, he's been inactive. I mean, dude was gambling, like he was eating pizza. Like, was that really, the Thurman at his best? But not taking anything away from Pacquiao, because I think he was in shape. I think he was prepared, but there's just a few questionable things that he did that kind of has me kind of scratching my head a little bit. So take it for what it's worth, whatever. Something for you to think about. So, in the Mayweather fight, maybe, who knows, maybe like it could be like a final farewell bout for both guys, and they both just like disappear into boxing history books, hopefully, because the whole Mayweather-Pacquiao thing I am incredibly sick of. But yeah, now one other thing I'd like to talk about was Fieldman's scorecard. Okay, 114 for 113, or 114, 113 for Thurman. I mean, he actually had Thurman. I thought it should have been a unanimous decision victory for Manny Pacquiao. I mean, I personally had it 117, 110 for Manny. Okay, so I don't understand, like, what was this dude watching? I mean, I understand, Thurman, he kind of came back alive in the middle rounds and he put up a good fight, but it was a clear win. I mean, there were close rounds, but Pacquiao got that second win and got the victory. Also, let me end it here. Okay, remember I told you guys that I talked to Freddie Roach before the fight. I was covering the Charlo fight. And what did Freddie tell me? And I meant to bring this up in another video. What did he tell me? He said they're working on a couple of particular punches, right? And I told you guys, I said, hey, before the fight, I said, just watch. They're going to do something a little bit different. And what do they do? Manny lays him, knocks him down with the right hand, right? The body. And that's what they were working on. But I didn't want to say anything because it was kind of like off the record. But Freddie Roach told me they're working on the right hand. And of course the body, which we all knew that. But when I saw Pacquiao land that right hand, I was like, oh, damn. Like, he was telling me the truth, because like I said, I had a chance to talk to Freddie. And you know, I was like, hey, off the record, you know, and I can talk about it now. He won't care now. I mean, he even talks about it now. He was on ESPN talking about it. So, you know, off the record, he did tell me that Keith Thurman is looking for that left. You know, they all talk about the southpaw, you know, the left right down the pipe, you know, that kind of thing. So they said, no, we're going to surprise him with the right, and that's exactly what they did. I mean, remember, what was it, like the Manila Ice? I mean, I forget which punch that was they were working on back in the day with Manny, but I think it could have been the right hand. I don't remember, but yeah, you know, so I thought it was really cool that Freddie told me that, and then it actually happened. I mean, so on fight night, I mean, I'm in my living room right now. I was like, right where I'm standing making this video, I was like jumping up and down. I was so excited because I was like, I knew it. Like, he told me that was going to happen, you know? So yeah, it's just a little cool little inside information for you guys. But look, okay, backing up. As far as, you know, the victory over Thurman, 100% credit. I don't want to take anything away from Pacquiao. As far as the next opponent, Amir Khan, Danny Garcia, I'm leaning towards Garcia. Of course, I think Danny is a more dangerous opponent, but, you know, money talks or whatever, we'll see. You know, maybe they can throw some money at Pacquiao or, you know, Al Heyman, whoever, and lure Manny into that Amir Khan fight. So what do you guys think? Who do you think Manny will face next? And whenever the time comes, I'll go back to the video in the comment sections and I'll see if you guys get it right.